Dads, Lads and Kebabs. Sponsored by Ghostalware. And now, it's Dads, Lads and Kebabs.
Welcome to another show of Dads, Lads and Kebabs. Miki just fell back in his chair. Niall is aka Mr. Positive today. Miki is all a bit doom and gloom, and I think I've got an answer to that. But I will let Miki say hello first.
Hello first. You right?
Hello. I'm good.
Hello.
Man. How are you?
Konnichiwa, my friend. Yeah, привет.
I don't know, mate. I don't know what you're talking. Anyway,
Right.
Miki,
Words.
right? Obviously, before that, me and Miki were having a chat before the show. Miki's just been for a poo. Me too, actually.
It was nice. I had a poo for 3 days, so it's good.
How'd you not have a poo for 3 days?
Keto, innit?
What?
And the last time I had a poo was Sunday, yeah? And I was sat there, and I screamed when it come out. Because it hurt.
What?
Yeah, Atkins poo, mate.
Mate, I shit at least 4 times a day.
I used to when I'm eating normal food, but when I'm on keto or Atkins...
I'm being pretty healthy at the moment.
It used to be once a week, man, and you know that you have to hold on when you're squeezing that one out because it's like your forearm coming out of your back.
It's basically just sausage in, sausage out, isn't it? Just one giant compacted sausage and cheese fest. You could recook that. You could just recook it.
People do that with sweet corn, you know. The ones that's not digested, the whole ones, you can rinse them, wash them, and cook them again.
No.
People do that. People do that, mate.
People. What if you were like sweet corn? That should be the new advert. Sweet corn, the gift that keeps on giving.
Recycle your corn.
Exactly. Soon it's going to be that. We're going to save the planet. All right, people. Recycle your sweet corn. How much? You ask? When you have a shit.
Yeah.
Shit into a colander. Rinse it off. Whole jar of sweet corn again. That's disgusting.
How much money would it take for you to eat somebody's sweet corn that came out of their body whole? And how much money would it take? £100?
No.
Not for one sweet corn, like a spoonful or a tablespoonful. About 10, I suppose. How much money? 150?
Fuck off, no.
200?
Grand, yeah.
A grand, that much?
200 grand. Mate, I'm not eating shit. I'm not eating some food out of someone's ass.
I bet you have in the past.
Maybe once or twice.
You probably had sweet corn for free then.
Oh.
Pulls it out. Bit of sweet corn in the chap's eye.
That's disgusting.
It's probably true though.
Why would you get sweet corn in your chap's eye?
Because it's in their bottom hole. Like just waiting to come out. I mean, and you got a bit naughty after a night out. You know, why do people do that? Why do people stick their things into the bum passage? Why? I know it's supposed to be it's a bit tighter, but there's always that chance of pulling it out brown, you know, with a bit of diarrhea on it or a bit of a. I don't think
a lot of women are into anal though. I mean, personally, I'm not a fan.
Well, you're not a woman, but
no, I know. But what I'm saying is though, like, you know, I'm not.
You don't like putting it.
Look, the pussy ain't enough. Let me stick it in your booty hole. Your booty hole. Like, no. Like, seriously. One's a funnel, one's a tunnel. Leave it at that. All right?
Yeah. Do not enter. I did.
Anyway, right, before we spindle on, because everybody knows who listens to our podcast, we are literally the kings of black holes. We will have a topic of conversation and we will fall down the deepest black hole and we'll be talking about sweet corn in people's asses and redigesting it. and eating it again. So we've only just started. We are 5 minutes into this show. So people, obviously you realise by now you're in for a good show. Miki, I've just got... Listen, it's going to be an argument. I've got something to say to you. Obviously, I'm not happy about this, but obviously I want to address it with you anyway.
You want to get dressed again? Okay.
No, I want to... Mate, this is serious. I want to talk to you about something because I'm not happy. If anything, I could be leaving the show over this if this doesn't get resolved. All right? Miki, obviously, I want to know, what the fuck are you doing satanic rituals? No, I mean, what the fuck are you doing? You don't fuck with that shit. What the fuck? I seen a picture last night. First time I've heard of this shit. Right? Miki, what the fuck are you doing? In your little black get-up and your candles and all your bones and shit. Miki, what the fuck are you doing? This is it. This is the real Miki behind the podcast, people. He's a fucking weirdo. What are you doing? Tell me what the fuck was going on. I want to know.
We went back to Crispin's the other night. There was about 10 of us. 9 of us, 10 of us. And a friend of mine who came down from London. Mark's partner in West London Paranormal, Rich. Shout out to Rich. He's into all this demonic shit. And he's been doing this for like 20 odd years, apparently. So he got some pig's blood from the butcher. He didn't like the colour of it, so he did something with it to change it. Because after a while, pig's blood goes like dirty brown, and he wanted it a bit more reddy. So he was putting... I saw a picture. He was putting it through a sieve and changing the consistency of it. And he turns up in a fucking like squash bottle, and all the bottom was all jellified and congealed. But yeah. Anyway, yeah, we did the old pentagram on the floor with candles, and put the pig's blood all over the floor, all around it. Put the salt ring around to protect him. I didn't do it. He did it. He had all the old gown on and stuff. And, you know, he did the ritual. He did 2 rituals. One, to summon an evil entity. There was a name of this demon, Artis or something, Aristo or something. I don't know what the name was. No,
Aristo, isn't it? It's Aristo.
Yeah, he's a fucking evil cunt. Anyway, he was, wasn't he? Do you remember? Yeah, and he summoned this demon to come and only be with him for the night and do things to him. And then the other one, it was just to invoke any evil within the mental asylum's grounds, as it were. Yeah, he did rituals, ding, 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 all the bell and all that stuff, talking Latin because he could speak fluent Latin. It's like, wow. And we kept here. We were downstairs in the cellar for about, it's got to be an hour. We did the ritual. We were doing various bits afterwards. But we kept hearing bangs, yeah? So then we go upstairs to like the ground floor, and there's a fucking dead pigeon at the bottom of the stairs. It looked like you'd just taken a pigeon off a tree and put it on the floor. It was fresh. There was no signs of how it died. There was no bite marks, no damage to it whatsoever. It looked like colouring in the leaves. The feathers were immaculate. And it was just laying there. And as we noticed this, a massive bang came from the end of the corridor. Fucking Nick shit himself. It was so fucking funny. And then from then on, basically, the night went a bit crazy. We were on the staircase, and Mark had, I would say, a bit of brick thrown at his face. And we thought he was joking. He thought someone had thrown at him and thought, yeah, whatever. Because we were all like spaced out on this massive concrete staircase. And he looked back on the video and he fucking caught it on video. It went in the face. No one threw it. It was wow. It was.
You've got to stop fucking with this shit, man. Seriously, you got to, man. Yeah. Do you know on TikTok when people like, I claim no negative energy from this video? This is it right now. Mate, you got to stop with that shit. The fuck.
It's all filmed as well. It's going to be out soon. It's fucking proper dark shit.
Why? Just leave shit alone.
It's interesting. What are you on about?
Interesting, mate. Literally, I could end up be doing. Literally, who's going to do the editing if you snuff it because you've been fucking with dead fucking shit and messing with just weird shit,
demons,
demonics, and all that crap, mate. Oh, honestly, I've known you a long time. But the fact that now you're messing with pig's blood and shit, next you're going to be doing a mating ceremony.
It wasn't me. I only killed one squirrel.
Mickey's own version of the Hellfire Club.
Yeah, we did a ritual there as well. That's 2 in like 3 months. I'm doing well, aren't I? 2 months.
Stop this shit. You got to. Maybe that's why you're miserable. Moaning Mickey.
No, I'm just always miserable. To be fair.
No, but you got to stop this shit, man. Like, as soon as I seen that, I was like, "What the fuck is he doing? Like, what is he doing?" We both have very different evenings. That's how diverse we are. I am tucked up in bed. I'm either going to the gym in the evening, or I'm tucked up in bed watching Death in Paradise. You know, I'm at home watching a period drama. You are out, fucking with period blood. Right.
No.
How does that come about, right? I can't even get my head right, but how does one just, I'm not talking about you, I'm talking about your mate Mark. Mark, is it? Mark.
Rich.
Yeah. How do you think he just come home one day from work and was like, "That's it, I know what I want to do. Pig's blood, need it, come on. I know what we're doing tonight, babe. Get them candles out. Let's go."
I don't know. I haven't spoke to him about his past or how he got into the occult, I suppose. I wouldn't say he's into the occult, but he does dabble, I think. Just to attract. It's just to get reactions, I think. He did cleanse us, and he had the correct stuff to cleanse us. So
baby wipes. You gotta strip off there a wee bit, right? That bit's gonna need a bit of polishing. Come here now, Mickey. Come into the 5 room, right? I'll take care of you.
It's always Irish, isn't it? It's always Irish.
It's always. I don't know why.
Poor fucking Irish.
I don't know why.
You can't do anyone else.
I think it's the Irish descent. In me that just takes every bad situation, just turns it into a bit of bad.
You remind me of some exorcist priest.
Hello, Father. All right. May the Father be with you. I love that film though. The first ever time I seen The Exorcist, oh my god, the whole head turning thing. I was just like, what?
I watched that around an ex-girlfriend's house one night after work.
You were thinking about that? No,
I don't think so. I wanted to watch the film.
Mickey's like, any other film, I would, babe, right? But this, I'm into it, all right? Strum yourself off.
To be fair, I don't think I was ghost hunting then. No, I just liked horror films. Yeah, that would have been back in the day, like before 2000.
Obviously, I think for you, like, it suits you. I think now, for as long as I've known you, I've known that you've kind of been in that sort of world. When I first met you, I was like, this was like the last thing I was expecting this guy to do. Bearing in mind, we probably know each other since like 2013, I'd say 2014.
13.
So a long time. But then when you find out someone's into it, I think it is fascinating. Don't get me wrong, it's fascinating in the fact that, you investigate what's going on. But I think the dark side of it, like, I've seen what happens, but I haven't. I've seen films.
Yeah, right? It's not like the film.
Like, do you know what I mean? I think one of the most interesting demonic films that I've seen where you actually experience what kind of real life demonic is about is, what's that? Was it called The Rite with Anthony Hopkins?
Yeah, I've not seen that, but I've heard about it, yeah.
That is really good. You should watch that because that's quite a good insight because it's all about the normalization of demonic behavior. So it's in everyday life. So he basically, to him, it's like everyday bread and water stuff. You know, he will literally watch it. Just watch it, because I think if I tell you too much about it, you just be like, I know the plot. Just watch it, and I think you'll find it really interesting, because it's kind of normalized. It's basically about a student that goes off to study in Rome about demonic behaviour.
It's always Rome, isn't it?
The
Vatican is supposed to be the head of the church in the world. But there's always so much dark shit surrounding the Vatican. It's like, really? I think it's all made up. But like the church is made up.
But then you know why no one can get in those archives though, so.
Because the Pope said no. You will not pass.
I reckon
like
he's
Gandalf.
Got some. I reckon he's got some first edition Lord of the Rings down there in those archives.
He has an assigned staff.
And a really good Razzle collection.
And a nice ring.
Like, do you imagine that? Like in all the nice like little security alcoves for all like the really old books and stuff. And these like Bibles and all the other stuff.
The old scrolls and that.
The old scrolls and everything. And at the end, just a stack of mags and a set of tissues and a chair.
Yeah. His box of Amazon wank tissues in the corner.
Yeah.
He got delivered.
Yeah. With a ripped open Prime box in the corner. Oh, God.
Have you used them yet?
No, I haven't actually. It's still in the cupboard.
Fucking hell. His balls must be massive.
I'm a busy man, mate. I'm a busy man. Yeah. Look, I'm busy. Yeah. But anyway, listen, just not a criticism, more an observation, yeah? Stop messing with the shit, right? Okay? Don't bring any evil entities to my podcast. Our podcast, I should say.
They do say that dabbling, as it were, in the dark stuff gets you more stuff than dabbling in the light, as it were, because Satan's always happy to give you stuff and help you, whereas Jesus or God just lets you make your own mistakes and then you suffer for it.
Learn from them. Learn from them. You learn from them.
Oh, sorry, is that the message? Right, yeah. There's never any help. It's like, hello.
But listen, like, I think, you know, as above, so below and all that. You know, if you believe in that, you've got to believe in that.
Yeah, you got to believe in both, yeah.
Not that. Not that. That stuff. You got to believe in that.
No, I believe in hello.
Hello, darling. Right, no, but I think if you believe up, you got to believe down. And I believe that you should respect that people do believe in down, because obviously a lot of people follow it as a proper. It's not, it's not just a whole messing thing. Some people are what do you call them, Satanist?
Yeah, something like that.
Cistians. Like, because most religions have one. I know. Even like I was watching something the other day, and like Muslims, Arabics, and all that. They have, I think it's called Gigi or something like that. Like an entity that they believe in. It's like a proper bad entity that they believe in. And
is that their form of Satan?
Yeah. I think it was called like Gigi or something like that. Gigi or something like that.
Let's have a look. Get Google out. Carry on talking.
Yeah. So yes, I believe you got. I respect what everyone believes in. It's up to them, innit? They like the story. Fucking crack on with it. But I just think, man, the way I see it, right, is I'm a pussy. All right. I'm scared past 10. So the witch now for me. I'll only watch a horror movie if someone else is watching it.
Pussy.
Jiddy. Is it Jiddy, like Gidi?
Yeah, I just found that. Yeah.
What's it called? That? Yeah, my memory works.
Yeah, Jiddy. It's
what is it?
I'm getting cartoons. It's like when I searched a different version of that Gigi, I got information on Jiddy, but when you this is a fucking tongue twister, isn't it? When you search the correct one, you can't get nothing up. But when I searched the wrong one, it come up with the correct stuff, as we've just sort of found out. So Muslim Satan. That's what we'll do it as. And that's no offence to any Muslims. It's just trying to figure it out.
Just a bit of research.
Yeah. Yeah, I've seen GD.
Yeah, I just seen a video of it the other day on, again, TikTok. Like,
TikTok's amazing for everything.
Yeah, it was just like some history version of it, of how people believe, and then people believe that some sort of entity was seen in a cave years ago and whatever. Some fucking guy was trying to film it, and it all went bad for him, basically. But anyway, like, yeah, I just think there's a lot of like bad shit out there. People just need to leave alone. But then
there's lots of bad shit out there.
People like to connect, don't they, with energy and
I suppose whatever. If they're in a dark place, they will head towards that dark area. I would imagine. And same if you're in a really good, happy place, then.
You'll start clapping. Give me, Lord, the heart I pray.
Give me joy in my heart. Keep me bashing. It's probably not bashing, but keep me banging.
Do you remember the Jesus bangers from school? And some crazy old lady with a guitar, just proper
tambourine.
He's got the whole world
in his hands. Right.
Oh God.
Can I just show you something, or not show you, but right? You know the picture on Instagram that you were referring to that started all this Satan chat and ritual stuff. Yeah, I shared it to my Twitter page, the Real Mickey York. Go check it out. And the official verified Church of Satan has replied to the said picture. It says, "Sounds like you are doing it wrong." So I copied West London Paranormal into it, and then this person said, "Aren't WLP the UK version of the Blair Witch Project?" So they started abusing them. They said, "Blair Witch, one dark ritual performed by someone with 20 years plus experience and knowledge." And then they replied, "Oh, my mistake. Coven Pack Group leader who's been at it for a quarter of a century and his followers still know squat."
25 years.
So basically,
25 years.
These Satan people on Twitter are saying we know everything.
Do you think they have like oh my God, oh my God.
There is an official Church of Satan.
Oh, do you reckon they have a helpline like IKEA, like, "Hello, welcome to the head Church of Satan. You are now in a queue. We are really busy at this time.
Imagine that.
Number 14 in the queue. Please continue to wait." And then some death metal comes on in the background.
Yeah, I know.
And you get through. "Hello, welcome. This is Judas. Right. What you gonna do, right? What kind of candles are they? Scented or are they normal?"
Fucking hell. Judas Iscariot was not Irish, Niall. He was Egyptian, probably, or from wherever. Yeah, why do you think Jesus is always white? Do you think that's wrong?
I think, that's another thing. Oh, God.
His mum and dad were Egyptian, yeah? So, for a start, they would have been Muslim. So, they travelled on the donkey, or camel, or whatever, all the way to Jerusalem, where Jesus was born, Bethlehem, yeah? Mm-hmm. Where is that? Is that near Israel, isn't it? That's sort of Middle East.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, if his parents were Egyptian, they would more likely be a darker colour than said picture of Jesus that they always show in England and Europe. And why do they make Jesus white? He was a black man, or at least a Middle Eastern man, wasn't he? Yeah.
But then I just think that's people's. I mean, come on,
interpretation.
Like, he was just this long-haired, dark-haired man. Yeah, just like that's what they paint a picture. But then it's time, isn't it? It's time. It's evolution of time of how people. Because obviously, the book probably started off like that. I think.
Now it's like that.
Now it's like 3 or 4 editions long, and you can buy Series 2, Volume 1.
Can't say that, you'll get bashed.
No, literally bashed.
You will get bashed by the book of God.
No, but I just think it's time. I think It's time, isn't it? You know, especially that
Chinese
side
whispers.
of the whole Christian and Catholic and whatever. Like, it's religion, isn't it? It is what it is. I haven't got anything to say. I've got nothing negative to say, and I've got nothing really positive to say, because at the end of the day, I don't really have an opinion on something I don't follow.
Know about.
And I don't know about it, but like, I think anyone's participation of God and Jesus, that's up to you. That's fine. But then obviously the evolution of time is, I just don't know. For me, my opinion is more and more stuff gets added, and I think, how can things be added?
Can't add to something that happened all them years ago.
Yeah, like one thing I do believe in is, I believe in the church, the mosques, the synagogues, all those places, because people don't realise they're the ones that do good, as well as, obviously, you know, there's some of the bad stories from certain kind of churches, but altar boys and all that. But I believe that, on a serious note, I believe they're the ones that do good anyway, because they're the ones that, you know, feed the poor, support families.
Yeah, local communities.
They marry people, they bury people, they provide help, they provide shelter, and all of those religions have been doing that for years. And I think that's when my biggest hate about all that is the fact that how many people have an opinion on religion, or people that blame religion for things and say, this person said do this and this person did that, but then, you know, and Catholics and Protestants and Muslims and Jews and all of it. Like, people always look for something to blame, and I think when you try and blame a bigger audience, you kind of try to sustain it a little bit, and it doesn't really work. And I think people don't actually see all the good they do, because a lot of them do good all the way along.
Yeah, they just see the negative side that the media portrays. That's the problem, though. If you never listen to the news, didn't read the newspaper, didn't look on your phone for news stories, the world would be a fucking amazing place, wouldn't it? Because the media directs how you think. Your opinion gives you what they want you to, the direction they want you to go.
I kind of thought about that recently, right? And going back to the big C, right? I just thought that it took me a long time. To believe that, is the fact that I remember the days of the daily briefings and all day. This is happening. These are dying. This is happening. This is what you got to do. You got to do this. You got to do this. You can't do this. You can't do this. And it just puts you in a whole. Okay, let's wait for tomorrow's one and see what happens. And before I knew it, I was in a whole routine of COVID alerts, and do this. And now I was like, people were actually spoon-fed information on a daily basis that was negative for 2 years. And it's still not positive. It's still not positive, is it? It's still, you know, and God, I love all this party shit, though. All this whole party shit that's going on.
Top of my list. Dinner parties at number 10. Right, let's go. What do you reckon then? I was chatting to someone the other day about this, and I said, if these parties happened in their normal rooms, because they said, they were at the office at number 10, yeah. If they're all round the table where they normally do their business, and instead of having coffee and tea, they had wine and cheese and cake and that, and they're still like discussing shit or whatever, then for me, I don't see a problem if they're in the same exact part of like the office where they would normally do work. Don't worry about masks or whatever. I mean, I don't know how they do their meetings, but if they're in another part of Downing Street and it's a function room and they've got music playing and all that shit, then fuck them up.
Side to side. Which is Boris.
You fucking know Boris is in there with his can of beer and, you know.
What's it called, that dance? What's it called? Sorry.
It's upside your head.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah.
You get on the floor and you roll.
Boris at the front like this.
Hey.
Obviously, what's his name's at the back on Pretty Patel, you know?
I think it all depends on how and where. Because obviously a lot of people at the beginning of lockdown back in 2020, their families were dying and they weren't able to go to funerals. They weren't allowed to go see their mum on their own and stuff like that. Whereas they're having parties. I mean, I saw on the news yesterday they were giving times and dates when they were having these parties. In December, there was near enough one every other day. In December, there's a couple in November.
But then listen, I think on that side of things, they were happening, and there's probably a lot more. There's probably a lot more parties than anyone knows about. They were probably on a yacht at some point in Saint-Tropez last summer. You know, doesn't mean you're going to know about it. But what I'm saying is, and what you're saying is the fact that the media is like a magnet. It gets a piece of information, and then it tries to repel to everybody. And it's like, they were happening. You're naive if you think they weren't happening. That's my opinion of it. Like, stop being stupid. Of course he was having parties. Of course he was having parties. But
all right. But there's two types of people. There's the people that are disgusted with this because they're stuck to the rules and their loved ones died and they couldn't see their family and all this stuff. They lost their job or whatever. And then there's the people that would have parties in their garden anyway. They'd invite their friends around when they weren't supposed to. So I would say at least a quarter of the country that is complaining about this did exactly the same as Boris. People in my street were having parties in lockdown 1. Fucking loads of people in the back garden doing barbecues, mixing households, when at the time it was very strict and scary. And it's like, really? So for me, it didn't affect me, luckily, in that way. I mean, I lost my nan, but she was in a care home, so she weren't having no fucking parties anyway. But
bless her. She's partying now.
Yeah, with God, if he's real. Carry on. Sorry.
But that's it, though, isn't it? That is like, just no. Like, I'm. Do you know? By all means, I'm not the biggest Boris fan, but at the same time, I am a Boris fan because I think, despite what anybody thinks, he still did it. He still got us through, despite through the skin of his teeth. Had a few parties, maybe got his dick sucked, right? Because he definitely had a few kids, didn't he? All right. Had COVID himself. Was actually on a ventilator at one point. Bearing in mind,
he was,
right?
He was.
That guy could have died. If anything, if I was on a ventilator and I come out of hospital and made it, I'd be partying, right? So at the end of the day, right? Despite what anyone says, no matter when everything is on one person to be in charge, you're not going to please everybody. It's just like the people that got furloughed, got paid 80% of their working wage to stay at home.
6 months.
Stay at home for 6 months and do nothing but get paid. Also, you get, on top of getting paid, you got a mortgage holiday. You got the 500 quid if you got it. There was all sorts going on, right? And then, you know, they're the ones that like, so we got paid, we did all this, we stayed at home for 6 months, we did fuck all, we didn't literally do anything. We, you know, I basically did my garden up and I painted the house and all that shit and all that crap. But yet, now the ones that are like, yeah, he had a party, the bastard. The fucking bastard had a party. Didn't invite me though, did he? The cheeky. Like, just stop moaning.
Exactly.
Stop moaning. Like, people died. A lot of people died. What is it now? It's a couple 100,000 people, isn't it?
In the UK, I would say more than that.
I don't know.
At one point, for a few months, it was like 1,500 a day, like between 1,000 and 1,500. So that's a fucking lot, man. So I would imagine it's probably more. I don't know.
Everybody stopped going on about the partying for a second and who did this, who did that, who got paid, who didn't get paid. You know, the fucking guy that went. I mean, look at what's coming. Dominic Cummings, the one went to Castle, all that sort of shit. All that shit. Like, at the end of the day, these people are literally have it in the neck from every direction going.
Yeah.
Do you really think they give a fuck, like, what your opinion is? They get it in the
neck
every day.
Laugh about that Dominic Cummings. Didn't he drive like 300-400 miles to take his son somewhere because he couldn't see? What the fuck? He had eyesight issues, so he drove 400 miles.
And then, what was, I keep saying Priti Patel, but it wasn't Priti Patel, was it? What's the other one who basically had a bit of a feel in his office and got caught?
Matt Hancock.
Hancock, that was it. And what was the bird called?
I don't know what her name was. It was that. You see him on his own CCTV in Parliament, getting it on in the corner in a corridor.
Yes, getting on.
Bit of Barry White.
Third play to the geezer, though. Do you know what? It just shows, don't it? Whether you're at the top or you're at the bottom, a geezer's always a geezer, bruv. Still wants to cop it. All right? Fair play to him, though. Do you know what I mean? What a guy. But yeah, I just think, do you know what? Like, forget all the news and all that sort of shit.
Yeah.
Start looking at the fact that actually people's children, mothers, grandmothers, brothers, dads, cousins, uncles, aunties, everybody, a lot of people died. A lot of people for no, you know.
Well, there was a reason.
No, there was a reason, but these people didn't plan on dying. You know what I mean?
No, of course not. No.
Children out
very
there,
scary.
like, you know, it's kind of like, yeah, I've got a spin-off Black Hole Boy to go down, but yeah, people make fun of all this sort of stuff about Boris having a party and all that sort of stuff, but yet, actually, one of the things he does have to own up to is the fact that a lot of people have died and lost their lives, and I think people look past death this day and age like it's a, because that's what it was in the height of the pandemic, is another 1,500 people have died, like
overnight.
Overnight, literally one day, 1,500. Imagine if someone said to you, right, people, the ones making jokes about it, actually just stand them in front of a line of 1,500 dead bodies, and just be like, there you go, that's exactly what died in less than 24 hours.
Have your fucking vaccine.
Makes you fucking mad. And then we go, yeah, it's not real though, is it? It's not real. Yeah, it's in the vaccines that's doing you bad. Yeah. And vaccines are a bastard.
I was one of those people.
Was you really?
When COVID first came in, I think I did a video on Facebook or something. I did a video abusing the panic buyers, basically, because I was going in the shops, I couldn't get no fucking bog roll for like a week, and yeah,
but that's fine.
And it was like it's just a fucking cold. You don't need to buy toilet roll for a cold. You need fucking paracetamol or whatever, something like that. And it was like tongue in cheek. Obviously, it was serious. People were dying, but I'm thinking, okay, very early in lockdown.
You're not the only one though. And that's okay, because you're admitting that factor of, and I think everybody was the same. We didn't know what it was. We didn't know how long it was going to last. No. We didn't know. I mean, did I think that like still 2 years on, things are still going to be different? Like, yeah. I didn't think that. I thought it'd be like 3 or 4 months. You know, we're going to live with it now. Soon as they said the word herd immunity, was, to me, that was like, this is the end of it. It's fine, because herd immunity means everybody catch it, you get immune to it, you live with it. Until they realise, actually, it was at this moment he realised he fucked up. Like, because it was just like, actually, you know what? You just made a lot more people get it. They were still doing concerts, they were still doing cinemas, everything. And I'm talking in the first wave, the very first big peak of it, they were like, oh, we can't really stop the stadium tour, can't really stop football matches, and it was like, oh, and then there's just, well, actually, we fucked it now.
But do you remember in 2020 in August when they were saying like, go out to help, eat out to help out or whatever? So they were giving you half price meals wherever you went, and then as soon as like August the 31st and then September the 1st, it's like, no, don't go out, we're going to go in lockdown again soon because cases are rising. Obviously they're rising. You made everyone go out and get half price dinners. Even like fast food, like McDonald's, Burger King, they were all doing it. And it's like, what the fuck? What do you expect?
What was the first one? Stay in if you want paying. Eat out to help out.
Yeah, it's like fucking hell.
Like, but then again, I think people just like to go blame game. Like, actually, they thought, do you know what? I can see his logic behind it. Eat out to help out is the fact that we need to help all these businesses again.
Yeah.
Like, because at the end of the day, for people to start paying and money to start rolling, you've got to start paying. You know, it's a cycle, isn't it? Pay keeps going. That's what, when people go, about getting a pay rise, and then they go, yeah, the taxes going up. I'm like, yeah, you're not just going to get a pay rise and prices are going to stay the same. Inflation happens, but that's another thing as well. It's the fact that obviously inflation now.
I think fucking prices of food has skyrocketed. My energy drink went up 20p this week. What the fuck is that about? And it got up.
Yeah, batteries are going to cost so much soon. Can you imagine? It was energy drink, fucking battery. Oh, just lost on you, mate. Right?
Sorry, I've only been awake fucking 20 minutes. I've been asleep for 20 minutes of this podcast. Don't worry, I haven't really. About an hour.
I'm not worried. I'm not worried, mate. But yeah, like I think, yeah, God, like at the moment, like I mean, look at all the energy companies going bust. You know, and how much it costs to have your heating on during the height of winter. Like, it's mental, absolutely mental. That's again where I feel sorry for, is the fact that there's a generation out there that generally they're vulnerable, so they're terrified to do certain things because the older generation they have a very strict rule. If you can't afford it, you can't have it.
Exactly.
We don't have that rule now. Like our generation is, I can get it on buy now, pay later. Do you know what I mean? I can apply for this benefit or this loan and this. And basically, we're a generation of people that go, actually, debt's a good thing to have. I heard somebody say recently, like, it's healthy to have debt. I'm like,
no, it's not.
Who the fuck told you that? Who told you that? Like, you don't realise what it's like to be in debt. Like, to owe people is not a good thing.
No, because they always want their money back eventually.
I think one of the greatest things I watch and stuff is like obviously all these money experts, and they say about people. Do you know people that like get clothes and stuff on like Next accounts and Very accounts and Littlewoods and
store cards,
store cards and all that. Yeah. It's the fact that people think when because obviously everybody clicks as soon as you sign into your account and a payment's due. 90% of people click minimum payment, but realise that actually does nothing to clear your balance. Because by the time it comes around to the next cycle, you're clicking to pay that exact same minimum payment again, and
but they've added a bit.
They've added a bit, right?
The interest, they're really high in interest. They are. You better off having a credit card. To be fair,
like, and people are like, yeah, I'm paying it off, but you're not. You're paying them, and by the time you think you've paid it off, you would have paid them double the amount you borrowed. Yeah. It's just people, clueless people, clueless. Come on, hit me with a topic, Mickey. Hit me.
Right. Do you think there's? I read a thing a while ago that there's only two people that you need to impress in life or get respect from, and that is Niall stripping off in a seductive manner. There you go, ladies. And anyone else that likes Niall. Yeah. Where's your merch?
Yeah, all on. I'm a taker, man. We don't do none of that shit.
Okay. Yeah. So, two people that you need to earn respect from. Impress, yeah. That's 80-year-old you and 8-year-old you. If you asked them at this current time, would they respect you? Would they be impressed with you? What would you reckon they'd say?
8-year-old me would probably say, no, Niall, because you're not a fireman. Because I think that for me was one of the things. And I can still got time. I can still do that. And if
I used to want to be a fireman.
Yeah, my two things, I think my career path, and I am really going to maybe this year start to pursue that side of things, is watch your space, motherfucker. Watch it. Not. All right? I will. Although I do like an office job now, though.
You fucking work from home.
Can I help you now? No.
Put that fag out.
Put that fag out. Don't be small. Anyway, two of the things I wanted to do was either fireman or a paramedic. Because
you spoke about that before.
Yeah, but they were both the jobs. I was like, I never like police. I was like a bit like,
No respect anymore.
Get the fuck off the gardener. Fuck you. Like, no one likes the police. And no, I'm joking. They do. They do a grand job. Yeah, fireman. So yeah, my but then many aspects my 8-year-old self would be saying, actually, you did good. You did good. You say about your 8-year-old bit, you say your bit, and then I've got something to spin off onto it anyway. Would your 8-year-old self be impressed with you?
I think he would. I think that he would be scared of me going out and doing demonic shit, watching horror films, and he would probably be like, ah! I think he also think I was boring as well. But I think he would think I'd done a good job. Like you say, you know, child, house, etc., married, long-term partner, soon to be married for you.
Oh.
Ain't me, I'm already married. I can't do that again. Fuck that.
If you like it, then you should have put a ring on it. Yeah.
So yeah, I think I think he'd be disappointed the football didn't work out, but but apart from that, I think on a serious level, he'd be like, yeah, you did well, you know.
Hey, you did alright. You did alright.
I think so.
Yeah. So that's the thing.
So 80-year-old Niall is watching current Niall, 29-year-old, judging you.
Boy. You naughty boy, Niall. I just think, how am I going to sound when I'm 80? Hello, Niall. Hello, mate. You all right, mate? Do you think I'll have one of like, am I going to be proper fat as well? Like, big booze? No, I won't have a boozy belly, I don't think. So I don't drink.
You don't drink, well, you ain't going to get half of that anyway. It'll just be from food. Otherwise.
I was thinking, to be honest, I was thinking about this earlier, literally driving today. I was thinking, how am I going to dress when I'm an old man? Because, let's just say, I'm a very stylish kind of guy. All right.
Oh, I thought you meant how would you put your socks on and your trousers on, things like that.
Oh.
You mean what clothing you would wear, you mean?
Yeah, like, because you see like old people and they just wear like their Velcro shoes, and I want to be like a fly old guy. I'll be like, I don't know,
slip-ons.
Just
because you ain't doing no fucking laces up, are you? You ain't bending down your arthritis in your hands.
I think I'll be more of a nice loose jeans, flip flops, t-shirt. Basically, I'll dress now, but just older me. That's how I'm thinking. That's how I'm envisioning it. How I dress now, but older me.
But would he be impressed now?
Would he be impressed? Would he be impressed? Absolutely, because I don't live life with any regret. I from now until when I die, am I going to see 80? Touch what I do, because that'd be mental. That'd be really good. But yeah, I think through the achievements that I made, through that I am continuing to do, you know, put it this way, I know when I get to 80, I don't want to look back and go, why the fuck didn't you do that? Because even now, I still look at things and go, oh, I'm too old to do that now. I'm too old to do that. But you're not. You're not too old.
You're never
too old. Do it. Like, and I think that's one of the things that I can't. I'm getting to the age where I'm trying to get my head around that kind of stuff now. Is when you stop doing something. I think I've talked about this before because it's coming back in my head. But when you stop doing something that you've been doing for years and you're like, I'm just too old to do it now.
Like football on the weekend.
Yeah, like football on Saturday. Yeah. For example, or in your mind, and I think that's why a lot of football players lose it because that's it. That's all they've known. All they've known for years
since they were 8.
Yeah, because kids are getting scouted from the age of 5 now.
Yeah,
like they know by now, like a 5-year-old is going to be a good football player or not. They know just through genetics, the way he runs, his pace, the way he's touched on the ball, and you just think his life is already mapped out from him because he'll learn at school, but he'll be just football, and then until he makes it, and then like even the football players that I loved watching, like Cristiano Ronaldo, loved watching him, right?
Still plays.
Still plays. Wayne Rooney, loved watching him play, right? not because of his style, but because he was natural raw talent, right?
Yeah.
The skateboarders that I used to love to watch, the surfers that I like, right, and now all reach that peak of their life where they've peak, and then it's like, you've reached Everest now, mate. It's time to come down. And I just
like
think
that
that
saying.
world.
That's nice. I like that. I'm going to write that down. You've reached
Honestly,
Everest, and it's now time to head down.
Like,
I'm impressed. Well done.
you're welcome, mate. That was just what I wrote earlier. But it is though, isn't it? You reach your peak, and then it's like, right, where do you go? And the truth is, you don't go anywhere. You float around at the top for a while, and you'll do the bits and all that sort of stuff. That's it. And I think that's why reality sets in for these football players that end up gambling, or they just drink a lot, or some of them stay sensible with it, some of them invest in, become managers, and the Beckhams of the world. He's going to be fine because he was a fucking model. He had companies, he had restaurants and bars and all sorts of shit. He was fine, right?
He invested his money though, as he was playing. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Instead of going to parties and spending his money.
But then a lot of football players don't do that. A lot of football players are buying jewelry that's a watch that's worth 2 million, and then in 3 years it's worth 60 grand. It's like, what are you doing?
Stupido!
Look at Gaza, for example. A lot of it was his own fault. Look at him, though. But he's still a national hero in a lot of people's eyes.
Yeah.
Look at Razor Ruddock, man. Like, he was a good football player. Really good football player.
He ain't dead, to be fair.
He had debt collectors. He had debt collectors this year at his house being filmed. He was being filmed on a debt collection show. Like, do you know what I mean? He near enough died. He had literally near enough died, didn't he? He had double heart attack. He had to have a bypass and everything. And you just think, fucking hell, man.
Scary.
You were massively up here, but then reality sets in.
Do you know? I nearly went to his house because I was speaking to his wife Leah. About she said that they had ghosts in their house, and I was at the time arranging to go and film at their house a few years back.
And he just lives in he lives in a little normal cul-de-sac. That's all he lives in now. Sure, he had mansion before, swimming pool, the lot. But anyway, again, it's not about, for me, it'll never ever be about financial gain, because you were born naked, you were given your first bath, you were clothed, you were educated, you learned, you lost, you loved, and then you get old, you get vulnerable, someone has to look after you again, someone has to bath you again, and eventually you'll die again. Someone will dress you for the last time.
It's just a big loop.
Oh, in my head, it really hurts my head. I watched something earlier. I was watching something, a podcast with Elon Musk, and the comment that he made was, we're spending so much money trying to save the planet. Half of the world's trying to save it, half of the trying to not. But the reality is, in about 500,000 years, the sun's going to get too big. The sun's going to expand anyway. No matter what we do, the sun will expand. It'll dry up a massive percentage of the world. And it's the world won't be able to function no matter what we do, no matter where we go. Because if the sun expands, that's it. It's game over. The water's gone. Fish is gone. Things don't grow. There's no water. The cycle stops. In my head, I'm 500,000 years. I'm no, don't worry. You're not going to be around. But the thought of me not being around anymore terrifies me. Absolutely fucking terrifies me.
Especially if there's no afterlife, and then it's just blackness, nothingness. That's it, gone. That's the scary bit.
I think the more I get older, the more I kind of accept, actually, do you know what? It probably is just, that's it. As much as I want to believe. Energy, I think energy lives on forever, because energy doesn't die, right? But the more I think, actually, you as a person, your shell, your personality, that's gone. That is gone. No, this funny fucker's not going to be around in 100 years. You know what I'm saying? This fine beast of a man is not going to be around. But then that's why I flip everything. Oh God, I'm fucking rambling. Yeah. Anyway, 80-year-old self, you. What would you say to yourself, Mickey boy?
I think he'd be disappointed in myself.
Oh God, I should have fucking carried on speaking.
Yeah, I think he'd say, look, like you say, stop going and doing that ghost shit. Stop going on the dark side of the spiritual world, the satanic stuff. Stop doing that. Don't meddle with that. You're an idiot. I think the family side would be all right, just depending on what happens in the next 37 years. Fucking hell, 37 years and I'll be at that age. Oh, fuck off, man. Nah, that's scary. Anyway.
Oh, bro. Mate, I'll only be 67.
Fuck off. Fuck off, Niall. You can't.
Oh, mate, I'll still be active. I'll be on, like, cruise ships by then. Like, living my best life. Going on my yearly cruise.
I'll have to pay someone to have a wank, you know. Fucking hell.
You want to see more, Willie?
You want to see more, Willie? I'll give you £20 if you touch it.
Oh, mate. But that's why. Carry on. Go for it.
But yeah, I don't know. I think it'd be a 50-50 whether they'd be impressed or not. My attitude in life was he'd be impressed with, but I think some of the things I do, he would not. But then again, it depending on the generation of 80-year-olds at that point. So in 30 years at time, what are the 80-year-old generation going to think like? Obviously, 80-year-olds now won't think how we will think when I'm 80. Yeah, if that makes sense.
Mate, yeah. But do you know what? One of the positive aspects for you that you want to think about is actually by the time you get to 80, you're going to be a bad motherfucker with a sleeve and hand tattoos and be like...
I'll be fucking tatted up.
You'll get to 80 and people will be like, oh shit, I bet he was in gangs and all that sort of shit. Because people are going to look at you. You're going to
tattoos on my face.
Yeah, but I think by then, by the time you reach an age where you're not working anymore, you got to be like, right, I'm just going to get fully tattooed, like tears and Russian stars. And literally, you got to live that story. When you get to a care home, just be like, sat there in your chair, with your stars out and all your tats. Mate.
Yeah, man.
I always think as well, imagine, right? You know, you go through life, everything happens, and then imagine, like, you bump into somebody. Like, you bumped into me in a care home in 60 years' time, 40 years' time, whatever. Me and you, literally, I walk in the room, I'm fucking old, I've pissed myself. You're sat there on a defib. I mean, on a drip. Not a defib. Yeah. He was on a defib. And it'd just be like... just be mental.
Oh, mate. You're that kebab man. I remember you, I think.
I don't know. But that's the significance, isn't it, of life, isn't it? That how precious it is. And I'm
going to be a miserable fucker. I'm going to be Victor Meldrew when I'm older.
I think you need to get out there on that positive level. I know your persona is perfect as being your negative ass self, but I think you need to. I don't know. Yeah. I think you need to get out there. And
I want to be a Buddhist, but I can't.
You need to like
be enlightened.
You and your missus need to go to Bali or something. Take your missus to Bali. Siggy would love Bali.
Don't use real names.
It's not a real name.
No, her name's Fred.
Exactly. And he's a lovely bloke, and he's been a window cleaner for 32 years.
Yep. Yeah.
But yeah. Anyway.
It's that time, Niall. It's a fucking hour gone.
Shut up. Shut the fucking front door.
Shut up. Shut up. Go on, Chinese Niall. Say it. Shut up.
When do I say that?
You fucking fish fucker.
Shut up!
There you go, you cunt. Dear.
Oh my God, people, that was a lovely show. That was lovely because
that was very, very nice. Very good.
Very good, very good, very nice. Very good, very nice.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
I love that meme. But anyway. Still more to talk about for next week, people. Fucking next week. Oh, my paper's falling apart. Niall has lost sound. Where has he gone? What's he done? He can't speak. No, these are still working. What's Niall done? I can't hear him. It's so peaceful. What's going on? Anyway, I'm going to end the show this week because he can't fucking speak. What's going on? Anyway, guys, thank you very much for watching, listening to this lovely podcast today. The number one podcast in the UK, in England. Definitely in Northampton anyway. We'll go with that. He can't speak. Look at him. Fuck you, Niall. Cunt. Wanker. I can't the sound. Either my headphones don't work, but they do because the little light's on. He's just like, fucked. So, yeah, thanks for watching, guys. We will see you next week. Niall was
Thanks
saying,
for watching.
Oh, he's back.
Boom.
He's back. He can do his own deuces. He's back. Oh, my
Listen,
God. I didn't...
Mickey, do you know what? Go ahead. I'm going to sit back and relax. Go ahead and do the deuces.
Yeah. Right. See you next week, guys. Deuces. Bye. I can't do that and turn it off at the same time. Oh, where's he gone, the fucker? That's a bit early.
The Dads, Lads and Kebabs podcast is available to listen and download on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, Podbean and all other podcast platforms.